Often when you're working in Excel, you'll want to gather data from multiple places into a summary sheet. Here we have our salary and wages budget, and I've gone ahead and made the calculations for all the months of the year for the salary and wages for this business. And now I'm ready to gather everything together into a single sheet for the year's budget. For the year budget, I'm going to be adding the values from each of the individual worksheets for the 12 months of the year. So into the appropriate cell in the year summary, I want to grab this cell D3, and it's going to go here in this cell B3 of the summary sheet. Now, I was really careful when I designed this worksheet to make sure that all the data was located in the same place in each month's worksheet. So all I need to do is to tell Excel the cell that I want to add and the sheets that that cell is in, and it will do the work for me. I'll be using a sum function, so I'll start by typing equals sum and then the opening bracket. I want to add all the data in the sheets from January to December, so I'll type January, and then a colon, and then December. Just as you can add cells in a range, you can also add sheets in a range. I'll type an exclamation mark to indicate to Excel that January and December are sheet names. And then the cell I want to add is cell D3, so I'll type D3 and then a bracket and then enter. Excel has gone ahead now and summed the values in cell D3 in all the worksheets from January through to December, and all these worksheets are in a continuous row. So it's adding all of them. This formula can be easily copied down. I'll just drag down on the formula, and you can see that the only thing that changes when we drag down to copy the formula is the actual cell that we are totaling. You can also create these sums manually, and you may find it's easier to do this way rather than having to remember exactly how to write this formula. To do it manually by pointing and clicking, you'll start by typing equals sum and then the opening bracket. But now you'll actually select the sheets. So I'm going to click on January, and then I'm going to arrow all the way across until I can shift click on December. That selects all the worksheets from January through to December. And then I'll just click in the cell that I want to total, which is cell D3. And now I can add the closing bracket and press enter. And in exactly the same way, we've got the exact same formula, but this time we created it by pointing and clicking. This method of building a formula helps me ensure that the formula is correct, because if there were a mistake in the spelling of a sheet name, that will be accounted for, and it saves me typing in the sheet names. And like the other formula, this one can also be copied down the column.